Welcome back, I'm Dugout Man, and this is my Grassroots to Glory save with Sandbach United. If you're just joining us for the first time, I recognise you at least go back one, because then you would see exactly what position we're in at the moment. Chasing promotion from the Hallmark Security League North West Premier Division, but it's not going totally to plan, as if you watched the previous episode you would see. We are 3 points behind the league leaders, but no, we're not, because there has been another game since then. Nelson played against City of Liverpool, I believe it was. Yeah, City of Liverpool, and drew 1-1. So they're now 4 points clear of us, but have just one more game left. We have 2 games left, which if we won them both, and they won their final game, which is against Burskov, so it's not a given, but I think that they would probably win that game. It's at home for them as well, so we're sort of depending on Burskov causing an upset. But yeah, we've got Avro in our last game, which will not be an easy game. But our harder game is now. If we do not win this game, we do not go up. It's simple as that, really. It's a must-win game for us. So we're going to go. If I press the right button, we're going to go with this team. So, Can in goal, of course, Earl, Ellis, Anderson and Brogan, Mellon, Berry, Vincenti up front with Binns, top Binns, Haynes and Smith. We nearly lost Smith. I thought he was going to sign for Hinckley, but thankfully he's decided to stay. I was having kittens about the possibility of Haynes still being injured and Smith being poached from us. That would have left us in a real mess with these last 2 games. But let's get straight to the first of the 2 games and see what transpires. So we are against the 4-4-2 again. We seem to do okay against this formation with our formation. Sonny Haynes is happy with the team talk. That, whatever his name is, my assistant manager. As you can see, I pay huge attention to my staff, but Ellis nearly scores a goal at the back post, early doors. And we could do with putting this game to bed early, because with Nelson not playing, all the pressure's on us. They've got a point, which is all they needed, really. Smith with a head around. If we'd have beaten Nelson, then they would have been under tremendous pressure now. And because we didn't, it's left us with all the pressure. And we're not breaking through so far, so we're going to demand a little bit more. We've got them focused. But what we need is a couple of goals just to make this game secure for us. Ellis plays the ball forward. Haynes on the turn. Nobody's gone to him, and I thought he was just going to slot it in as the near post, but it was a good save by the keeper. He got down well. So we're nearly at half time. This is what we've done too many times this season. It's just frustrated ourselves. They've changed. So that's it, half time. And it's not going too well at the moment. So we can still win this one. I think we've tried the hard approach with them too often, and so we'll tell them that they can make the difference as well. Because we need something to happen. We'll give them another 10-15 minutes, and then on the hour mark, if we feel the need, we'll make some substitutions. But at the moment, it looks early doors like Earl might swing the ball in. Earl will hoof it away, and Dan Smith has broken away. He's 1-on-1. Oh, that could have been a dream start to the second half. I won't like to say that Route 1's the way to go in this division, but it's looking like Route 1 is the way to go. Vincenti over the top, finds Sonny Haynes. Again, we are missing these clear-cut chances. And if we don't score soon, I'm getting really concerned about this. So it was a good corner, but we just haven't really created from corners this season. This guy's a farmer, because they're part-time players. Dalton, Nicholas, Robinson. I'm a little bit worried about where this is going, but it's a poor cross. Can collects, distributes quickly but straight to their player, and they're back on the offensive again. Earl doesn't concede a foul. He's on a yellow card. That's good. Dan Smith is about to be clean through if he plays. No, he's just run straight through the middle. Sonny Haynes, and he just left the shot too long. Oh my word, this is stressful. A draw is not good enough. So we're going to make some subs. Look down the lines. Sonny Haynes is actually the one. So, and we've got to get rid of one of these defenders as well. Let's give Chandler Bing the run out. Half an hour to get a goal. We're going to have to get a shout in there. Push forward. Because we need a goal. I thought David Beckham had come and put on a shirt for Earlham then. But it seems to be that since I've made that shout, it's all Earlham. They've hit the post. And it's beginning to look like the very first game. And we're going to lose our opportunity here of getting promotion. They are all over us at the moment, and it is not a good feeling. Brogan with a free kick though. It's flicked on, not quite over the top of Payne, and so what a way to fail would this be? I mean, if we got the draw, then it's still within the realms of possibility, but Nelson would have to lose. If we won, Nelson would have to win, or we would have a chance of stealing the league from them on the last game of the season. Vincenti, too slow in releasing it. And it actually is a little bit of a fault of this, and I might have to try and counter that, is to get them to pass it a little bit quicker. Holroyd, I thought he'd scored then, but I think he would have been offside. Yes, he would have been. Time is running out. Balanced, attacking, tactics, in possession, much higher tempo, more direct, dribble less. We have got to get this ball forward a little bit more, and let's go for this now. We're missing something, are we? No, we're okay. So we're 5 minutes to get a goal. Brogan, great ball in. We've won the header, we've scored a goal, but it's been disallowed. Oh no. I thought Vincenti had got his first goal for us as well. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, you can't say that was offside. It was a flashing red and yellow line. They were in exactly the same position. We was robbed. So Payne with what could be the last highlight of the game. Chandler Bing wins a header. Chandler Bing with the ball brings it forward and loses it. Chandler Bing has just thrown the league away all on his own. Oh. So Brogan hoops it out for a throw-in. I tell you what, no one told me it was going to be this way. Chandler Bing would have been out of the door if that had gone in. We're still under pressure because of it. When we need to be getting down the other end. Come on, guys. We've got to get the ball and get down the other end, finally. We can hoof it forward, but I don't think there's going to be time. Time has gone. Kick the ball, Can. You can kick it, can't you? They've got to blow the final whistle, aren't they? Yeah, so there it is. 0-0. As you can tell from the sound of my voice, I'm really ecstatic with that result. Because we've literally just handed the league to Nelson. We should have won that game. That's, you know, he's trying to tell them that they did well, but I'm sorry, but I'm not happy with that. And Sonny Haynes, you were rubbish, so you can't complain about getting a butt kicking for that result. So while I sulk and kick the can around the room and complain at my players, you guys can chill for 10 seconds till I appear the other side of this. So 3 changes for our game against Avro. If I sound a bit flat, it's because I've already accepted that unless there's some fantastic turnaround, we've completely ballsed up this season, if we're honest. So Earl, Anderson, Taylor and Brogan with Cam behind them in goal. That's our defence, which is going to lead us to glory. We've got Walker, Sam Walker coming in as the ball-winning midfielder, with Berry, Vincenti and Binns as the attacking midfielders. Holroyd giving a go up front, and Smith. Smith going for goal number 31 of the season, and I would take a 1-0 quite happily in this game. But let's get on and see what happens without any messing around. Well, we're against a 4-3-3. Last time we played a 4-3-3, we lost 3-0. So that should give us all the more confidence. So we'll tell them to do it for the fans, and that we've got faith in each of the players. I think that's the best way to go with. It's an important game for us, and we'll also get the update showing when I can work out how to do it. So yeah, there we go. That's it, and off we go. The final game of the second season with Sandbach United. Is it going to be joy, or is it going to be depression for this manager who has worked so hard with his team this season and seen them fall late on? Let's hope that we can at least go out with a bang. As Binns and Vincenti. Vincenti is frustrating me with his losing the ball all the time. Beck, completely unmarked, should have scored and didn't. Can is brilliant at one-on-ones, I have to say. Earl, Berry, got a foul but kept going. Nearly found Dan Smith, but I think we should have had a penalty. Fowler will hold on to the ball for most of the match by the looks of it. Earl collects it, goes back to Can. Where's Can going to kick it? He's kicking it forward to Vincenti. Walker, Brogan, Vincenti, Walker, Berry. Will he go out? So no, he won't. He'll run himself, and I thought he was going to score then. That would have been a brilliant goal. So you can see why that 4-3-3 counteracts us. Our playmakers seem to have men marking them all the time. So you can see why that worked against us last time we played against a team much lower than us. So another highlight, just over half an hour played. Holroyd wins the ball, plays it back to Anderson, who plays it long to Smith, whose control is exceptional, and Fowler makes the save. It's just not falling for us in these latter games of the season. Smith wins a header and scores a goal from the corner. That was fantastic, Dan Smith. Number 31 for the season for him. And where does that leave us in the league table? So Dan Smith with the header there. So if we just take a quick look at the scores. At the moment I'm looking and I can't see them anywhere. Oh, we're over here. It's still 0-0 between Bursko and Nelson, so there's still hope, but we need Bursko to score a goal before anything to change. There's still plenty of time, of course, for that to happen. Let's get back to the pitch. We nearly missed a goal. So we've got a corner, which Walker will take. Sam Walker finds the far post, but, well, I was beginning to think Holroyd was fouled there, but nothing was given. Oh, and Holroyd has won the ball back. Dan Smith scores. It will not count. He was offside. I suspect he was quite some way offside, so we probably can't complain too loudly. It wasn't a million miles, but if Holroyd had just been able to hang on to the ball. So we're approaching half time. We have the lead, which is what we need, and Berry is hacked down by Hubbold, who has been booked already. And so he gets his second yellow card, and they're not 4-3-3 players anymore, because they don't have enough players on the pitch to use that formation anymore, which means we've got a great chance here. And Brogan nearly scored from the free kick. I was expecting him to cross it, to be honest. So half time. Don't get complacent. Yeah, we've got to keep on the toes. But I think it's going well so far. Nelson are still 0-0. We need Bursko to score ours. It's all for nothing. So we've got half an hour to go, and I'm going to put the latest scores over here. We can see Nelson down here at the bottom. Berry picks up the ball. Almost slotted the play through. Earl. Finding it difficult to watch our match because I'm just watching what happens in that Nelson Bursko match. But Holroyd has been sent through here. He's taken too long over it and misses the target. Do you know, we're an hour in and I'm not too sure about whether I want to change anything or not yet. So Bursko are still 0-0. While it's 0-0, there's always hope. Berry. Vincenti crosses it in. Binns. Hits the post. Berry. Oh. We should have buried this Avro team. 20 minutes for Bursko to score and us not to concede. As Jones picks up the ball. Gives it to Connolly, who finds Macaulay. Great tackle by Walker. Now Binns, what can he do with it? He's charging forwards with the ball. He's left everybody for dead. Is he going to pull it back? He is, but that wasn't where I wanted him to pull it back to. Walker. Earl. Trying to skin his man. Will he get a penalty? He's crossed the ball in. It's a superb cross. And Dan Smith has made sure of our 2-0 lead now. Now it's all down to Bursko. What can you do for us, Bursko? What a run this was from Earl. He nearly lost it. But it was a superb ball in. And Dan Smith does not miss them. 2-0. Another 2 goals for Dan Smith. I don't know if we'll be able to hang on to him for next season. But at the moment, you know, I'm really pleased with the way that he, in particular, has carried our season. Because according to coaches, he's not good enough anymore. But his form begs to differ. And now Bursko have disappeared. It's still 0-0. Oh, what are we going to do if they don't score? It will be devastating. You tell me what's happening in this match, because I'm watching that Bursko scoreline at the moment. Holroyd picks up the ball. Sam Walker passes it to Brogan. Swings the ball in. Holroyd. Oh, he is so much better in the air than Dan Smith, and yet somehow he just does not score the headers. Time is running out for Bursko to do us a favour. Binns keeps going, finds Dan Smith, who gets his hat-trick, 33rd goal of the season. It could be all for nothing. He scored a perfect hat-trick apparently. Left foot, right foot and his head. He's the perfect striker to me. Hello? I'm in the middle of a video. Just give me 5 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, Mum's about to watch thing in there.
Right. Close the door again. And there it was, Dan Smith with the goal. So the stress of this now, we're in the 90th minute and Burscough are still 0-0. It looks like the dream is gone. And I knew we'd struggle in this league. And I think actually this may have been our best chance of getting out of the league, because it's so hard to find these players who are going to take us forward. We have great players and just one by one they're getting picked off. So we've won 3-0. And I assume that Burscough did not score a last minute winner. So we'll say we're very happy with the way that they played. And see what the final league position is. It's suggesting up there we're second, but I don't know whether that classes after the results. I don't think it does. Oh, it's such a shame. We were so close. This was the one division where anything but first counts. So Nelson's 0-0 draw was enough, because we couldn't beat Nelson. If we'd have beaten Earlham. Oh, it's so annoying. So I'm so disappointed, because I was hoping we could rattle up these leagues, and just that one result would have gone our way. We'd have been top of the league, and it could have been either of them, Nelson or Earlham, if we'd have beat either of them two teams. And we outplayed Earlham, and we could have easily won against Nelson. So it's really disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. We'll go again next season and see where we can go with this Sandbach team. It's difficult to improve on the players that we've got. I'm sure we're going to try, and I'm certainly going to take my time over the course of the closed season to try and get us a team together that is going to walk this league, because realistically that's what you've got to do. You've got to create a team that is so much better than the others, and I think at one stage we had it, but we'd lost key players at key times, and it has messed us up. Something chronic. I think if we'd have kept Lee Knight, for example, I think we'd have actually done a lot better. I mean, Sonny's come in and done well, but I think Lee Knight was a better striker than Sonny. Although would he have scored them 4 goals in one game? I don't know. But yeah, it's a bit of disappointment, as we're hoping my computer does move on. It seems to be taking an awful long time. So, as we look at our board, we have got a bit of work to do on the finances side of things. I've sort of ignored them a little bit this year, trying to concentrate on promotion, and as you can see, that's backfired. We're nearly £10,000 in. We are £10,000 in debt. We were at one stage nearly £12,000 in the green, but now we're 10 in the red, nearly 11 in the red. So we've got a bit of work to do there, but hopefully when we come back next season, whether we'll continue with the same tactic or not, I'm not sure. It seems to work really well, but yeah, just so disappointed. Congratulations to Nelson, they go up. The teams that got relegated are Padiham, Ashton Athletic, Kendal and Hanley. Now Kendal have a player that I may try and not poach. I'll collect him from them if possible. But we'll talk about signings in the next video. This one is all about the league, and as we look at how it all comes together, there we go. Nelson win. Despite not winning their last game, they're crowned the champions. Sandbach's just missing out. But Smith was absolutely incredible, and we've got to praise him again for once again being superb in front of goal. 33 goals, and I hope, above all hopes, that he is with us next season to go again. A record low number of wins in a season. We came second, and it was a record low. I think we came second last season as well. Record low Hall of League goals for Sandbach, and because we only scored 67, it wasn't a bad season. 40 games, 67 goals. I wouldn't say that's too bad myself. We did have a spell where we weren't scoring. We have our youth intake. there's one player here that looks, according to our coaches, as if he's any good. He's a left winger. We're not using left winger positions at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. But I don't know. We'll have a quick scan through them, but there's not a lot that I'm seeing from these guys at the moment that gets me excited. He's got good determination, crossing and dribbling, so he's a potential for us, and reasonable pace as well. So Neil Doe, Scottish, 16 penalty taking. The whole midfielder left. What's going on? Danny Jennings. He's Jennings. He's a defender. He's got to be good. Actually, do you know what? Apart from his pace, I don't think he's too bad. Determination's a little bit low as well, but tackling's 12, marking 8, heading 8, which is all okay for this level of football. Robbie Webb. Who knows? It could be that some of these youngsters come through over the next season or two. We have a forward who can play attacking midfield right as well. Again, not overly fast, but not a bad beard for 16 years old. But yeah, there's a little bit there, but I don't think there's anything that's to sing about, write home about. Hopefully we'll come across some better players outside of our own team that we can make. So I'm a little bit deflated. It is the end of the season, and what I'll do is I'll play right through to the start of next season, see what kind of a team we can build towards a whole. I mean, I don't know where you think we need to strengthen really in our squad. You know, we have a reasonable sized squad. The stars aren't calling out to me, although a lot of these guys are young players with high potential, so you know, potentially they could still do a job for us, and you can't completely trust our coaches with their stars because they're not really very accurate with them. But yeah, so assuming we can hang on to the players that we've got, I think probably we need to maybe get another goalkeeper. If we look at our goalkeeper, he's a good keeper actually for this level. And it says he's 8 one-on-ones, but he's been better than that for me. But certainly you need somebody to push him a little bit as well, because you know, he's got no competition at all for that position. So perhaps we need a goalkeeper. And maybe we just need to rethink this tactic a little bit more and see whether we can get maybe a 4-3-3 with a couple of playmakers on and a shadow striker running through the middle or something like that. I don't know, we'll have a think about it. We'll come back next season, hopefully stronger, hopefully better. Until then, I want to thank you for watching, like and subscribe. And you know, it was a bit of a flat end to this particular season, but I'm convinced that we can come back and do something in this division. It is a really hard division to get out of. There's only one place, and Nelson are the team that take it this season. We can't go through all the awards and stuff like that simply because the season finishes in April. You know, we're a long way from the actual end of the season, and so we're not going to go through that today in this video. Perhaps look at some of the ups and downs from the other leagues when their season's finally finished, but for some reason when you're in the lower tiers their season finishes much earlier. But yeah, so that's the end of today's video, and we'll move on to next season, and I hope you come with me and enjoy this journey, which has stuttered a little bit, admittedly. We were so close. We were ever so close, but we just blew it at the wrong end of the season. You know, there's so many times towards the end where you could say we lost it. You know, losing to Emley and failing to beat Earlham. And it was the other one that we failed to beat. I can't remember. Oh, Rylands as well. We were awful. And, you know, we could have won the league, and I think Skelmersdale did us as well. So we could have won the league, and these teams, that stopped us. None of them were anywhere near us in the league, so we've only got one team to concern about, and that could be whoever drops down into this division. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for Season 3, which hopefully will go a little bit better. I'm Dugout Man, and I'm out.